Talking about influences and stuff, all the single string shit sort of goes back to B.B. King. And probably T-Bone Walker, but see, T-Bone Walker didn't shake them.
You know, B.B. early on was even more aggressive player. I thought there were some early tracks of B.B. I heard that I thought was Freddie King.
Yeah.
But it was B.B.
And Freddie was great, and Freddie and James Burton both incorporate the metal finger pick.
Yeah.
But you know, B.B. King, just that.
His vibrato.
Yeah, and of course, you know,
demands attention.
Yeah, but you know, so anyway, B.B. King is just like water or air. You know, it's like if you grow up wanting to play guitar and you're inclined anything towards bluesy, you're going to owe a debt to B.B. King. You know, because you're going to be influenced by all the people who are influenced by him. He's doing his, you know. Which is my little take on it. Doesn't sound like him really.
And very rarely leaving the tonic area.
Right.
Yeah. Which if you had to write that out on paper, any music student would say, well, this is wrong.
Uh-huh.
But you listen to him play and you go, no, it's not wrong.
Oh yeah, and he'll just play, like you say, the tonic, just the, you know, just throw that in there. It's just
right. That's all you need.
Get Your Ya-Ya's came out. And it's like, okay, that's sort of a pathway into Chuck Berry, which is kind of that caveman.
Mick Taylor.
Guitar. Well, yeah, and Mick Taylor I'm not going to get next to.
Right.
And but Keith and the Chuck Berry thing, I could kind of get a hold of it. You know, I started playing, you know, all that, like, you know, like those riffs, you know, like a, you know, and so, and then I noticed that at some point that Townsend, you know, these strings. So anyway, all these crude things, you know, you sort of begin to just hear changes and notice that, you know, a sixth chord sounds like swing, kind of. And I'm usually accompanying my singing or someone else's singing. A ninth chord sounds kind of bluesy, but you can use a lot of places. You know, a major seventh sounds like it sounds, and then seventh and that thing, and real primitive stuff, you know, because I'm that kind of player. And then all the two-string lead Chuck Berry stuff, you know. So I was in this band that was kind of swing oriented, you know, and you started all that, you know. So I'm about half-assed in a few styles, and I never. It's just whatever will make the song go.
Yeah.
And then I start realizing rhythm guitar is what makes songs go. It was long into the deal before I got comfortable playing acoustic rhythm on electric.
I'm still not real comfortable with it.
Well, tellies are the best ones for it.
They are.
Because you just turn down the bridge pickup a little bit. Yeah.
I take and I roll the tone off the bridge pickup a little bit.
I just roll the volume off. Like a friend of mine who owns some old tellies told me, he said, tuning and tone. That's what you got to have, you know. This isn't a traditional telly, but you just turn it down a little bit. But I think I was captivated by that Bird sound and that Beatles sound. It was always, finally got my hands on a Rickenbacker. It's like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
It's a very one-dimensional thing. It's got that little bitty neck.
Low output.
Low output, and fenders jangle like crazy. So, you know.
Fenders always fit in the mix.
Yeah.
And they always tune good.
Yeah. I started playing a real muted kind of rhythm, like, more like, well, first of all, like, and then later on, I started exploring the different aspects of Chuck Berry. Within his records and his playing, they're all there, but different devotees of his would exemplify different ones. Like Dave Edmunds really liked the barking thing that Chuck Berry did, like, you know, like a. And there's a couple of ways to do that. You can do that, or you can just hit like quarter notes, like, you know. But when it's really going, that monkey beat, that racka racka, it's a happening thing, and
it's a percussion instrument at that point.
And you're muting by dampening by pulling off here.
there some stink rhythm?
No, he's got some. He and Billy Bremner both have some stuff that. Wow.
Can Billy play that kind of rhythm?
Well, I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Billy right here?
Yeah, but I know they both could do a thing with acoustic guitar where they're varying the beat and it's just straight on.
It's like a locomotive. It's like a train coming down the tracks.
Yeah. But when I heard Vince's thing, Next Big Thing, that's all about Al's feel. You know, I heard it right away.
Al came out with us for a year and played us. Whenever we would do that song, it would just be follow Al.
Yeah.
You know, he created the groove.
Early on too, I think, you know, I mean, I loved Ron Wood in the Faces, and I still do. And you know, he had a big old thing, and like, you know, and that's cool. And so Woody and Keith were big influences, and all the people that played blocky kind of rhythm guitar, you know, and but like I listened to the band a lot. And Robbie Robertson, you know, he'd do all that.
But his rhythm playing is really neat too.
It's really good.
Records.
But what I came to realize later, he always had the luxury of 2 keyboard players.
Yeah.
You know, and so he didn't really have to carry it. So he could play all that stuff, you know, on top of whatever they were doing.
Right.
Whereas I've always been in bands where if I stop playing rhythm,
it's all over.
It's all over. It kind of falls out, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Don't stop playing.
Yeah. You know, it's like simple textural rhythmic kind of things are lessons you keep learning over and over again. You know, and when you don't have drums and you don't have all those other things, you can really hear what the knobs do. Like when the big roar is happening on stage, you know, it's just whatever will cut through, and you wind up on the bridge pickup a lot, you know. But then, you know, you need to realize a lot of the great players, you're probably this way too. They turn the amp up, turn the guitar down. And those guys like BB, they're always playing on both pickups.
Yeah.
One little simple thing I like is if you're playing rhythm on both pickups, which I do more than I used to, you have the bridge pickup all the way up, but roll a little of the woof out of the neck. You know? See, that goes away. I don't use the tone knob a lot unless I just want to do the Steve Stills underwater thing, you know. It's just a fluke almost, but it's really fun. Here, I've showed you my 5 things I know.
Well, those are the 5 I know.
Yeah.
You play rhythm a lot like that?
Some, not a lot, but I'll do this, you know, between the pick and the fingers.
I've been doing that with a thumb, just by nail. There's a whole different attack point for it. Zappa. What is it next? I wish I could remember the song. It's a great tune, Zappa's.
Is that an early thing?
It's
Like
called Zoodalures. It's from that record Zoodalures.
Okay.
Great instrumental, great guitar sounds.
Yeah. I used to love some of that crazy wah-wah stuff he would do.
Well, that was his big fat was Wawa Watson. That was
Oh yeah.
that was Zappa's big guy, man.
And Johnny Guitar Washington too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.